Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's Mumu. Today we're doing something fun. We're turning a traditional draw this in your style into a digital version. As you can see, this is the traditional. It's by the.othermind and it's a really cool design. I super like it. Very interesting. I don't do many like fantasy creatures and such, like demons. So this was definitely a challenge for me. So what I first did was decide sort of on a pose. As you can see, I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to get across. I wanted, because she has like fire and stuff, to wield fire. That was the main thing, but I also wanted to give out those sexy vibes because the original character looks extremely luscious, if that's the correct word, but I really wanted to give off that like she's in control, she has the power, fire, flames. I'm also like trying to figure out how I'm gonna do all of this. So what I do first is I start out with a sketch, as you can see, and like the planning process behind it. I like to use a dry ink brush from Procreate because most of my everything digital I do is on Procreate because I have an iPad Pro. So basically the dry ink brush is what I mainly use for sketching. It's a free brush in Procreate and I like the texture because it has like that noise and it gives off a pencil-like vibe, which helped me kind of connect with the traditional aspect of this draw this in your style. Another reason why I kind of wasn't sure if I would even be able to achieve it was because when I was doing it, one, I'm not very good with demons and such. Two, the skin is green. I'm also not, I usually stick around like normal skin colors, but I did want to do this because this person's always really nice and sweet to me. So I thought it would be really awesome to support a fellow artist. And I always love a challenge, like I like to say. So this is basically, as you can see, how I kind of sketched it out. And then now I lower the opacity and I'm doing sort of like a lineless feel where I just block the colors in. So I go in and for this one, I went closer to the desaturated because I thought if I'm gonna have the flames, I want that to be more saturated. So that's basically my thought process going into this. I wanted to draw the armor and everything first to see, like, feeling it out. But basically that's usually how I approach a traditional, like a sketch or even like a watercolor draw this in your style. To change it to traditional, you take everything that's in the original and then you still convert it to your style, hence draw this in your style, but also you can play around with what texture you like. I like a lot of noise. Well, I like a good amount of noise in my art because I like it to feel sort of like, yes, it's digital, but I also did it in a way that almost like paper-like, but that's just what I prefer. So that's why when going from traditional to digital, it's kind of easy in a way sometimes. But as you can see here, I'm just kind of putting in like where the shadows, I believe, of the faces. I haven't done a lot of studying during this time with that, so a lot of it is like guesstimating. And if you don't know, like if you are a female doing this might be slightly easier because if you like to do makeup, which I'm not that great at, as you can see, I never kind of have makeup on, but if you're kind of used to watching like makeup tutorials and such, I always feel like when I'm doing the digital art, I kind of put layers of makeup on. So like shadows, highlighting, like bronzer like effect, things like that. So I wanted to put in the eyes first because I wanted to feel the character. For me, eyes mean so much because I say it all the time. I feel like, I don't know if I actually put it in, but like eyes are the windows to the soul. So I always like to either leave eyes for last or eyes first. Here I decided to do them first because there's so many things I'm not comfortable with. I thought that if I could look into her eyes as I draw her, I could feel her out and bring out who she is in my perspective. So there was some detail about her, and that helped me kind of feel her out and figure out like what I wanted. So basically I'm kind of going in, and you're gonna see me do a lot of darkening of like the shadows and the skin, because I'm trying to like emphasize her and sort of almost do a 3D feel. But this is me also like still testing out lineless and figuring out how to make it all pop so it doesn't look completely flat. So that's basically what I'm going through here. I'm already going through the hair. Honestly, this was it was a challenge. Like, it was a big challenge for me, and I honestly was super happy with how she came out at the end of it. I didn't really think I would be able to achieve what I achieved with her, especially because I'm still testing out lineless. It just felt like it was hard, but it was that challenge I kind of needed to be like, okay, I'm able to do this. So the reason why I'm adding a little yellow or reddish shine, as you can see, it's because I know where I want to put the flame. So where I'm putting the flame, I already want it to reflect on the skin, even though like you could always go back and do that later. But for me, I wanted to feel the warmth, the effects of it. As you can see, I am putting like outline for the armor, but that's because it helps me figure out how the shine is and everything, and it's part of the details of the main design. The main design was a full body. I wasn't fully comfortable doing full body yet because, like I mentioned, there's some things that you take one step at a time. So I decided to do a bust version. Bust version. So basically, I could still get most of the outfit in, but I didn't have to do all of it. Not because I was lazy, it's just because it's just how comfortable I want, and I'm already challenging myself everywhere. I wanted to show that this was armor, so that's why I added that highlight effect to how like I believe the flame light will hit and bounce off. So I started to ask a lot of questions like, wherever the flame will be, where would the light hit? How is that gonna reflect? Because it is red and yellow and orange, like the fire, it should bounce off her skin, her tails, her armor, all of that. And as I'm going through this is all like coursing through my mind to see, which I think really helped me kind of unify this whole art piece. Because right now it looks like not all of it makes sense, but once I put the flame in, it helped really bring it all out. So this is me just like finishing up touches, putting in all the details, adding like lights and colors to the hair. Sometimes that takes a while for me because hair has so much little like shines that go through it, but I do enjoy putting the last little details of it. So this is definitely a whole fun process, and the reason why I wanted to do lineless because I thought it would capture the effect of, I don't really know how to explain it. It's because it's a white background for it that I did. I thought it would be capture the effect of the flame way better. So how I do flame is usually just put in a blotch of colors, put red, orange, yellow inside, and then here I believe I used color dodge to give it that oomph. So color dodge, and yeah, I think that's mainly what I did for it to like pop like that. But then I also decided to darken part of her, as you can see, because the flame is coming from the back, so it's highlighting her silhouette but darkening part of her front. So that's basically what I was doing. I also do a color balance with her to make sure I get it to how I like. As you could tell right here, it's a lot more brighter, orange, red, yellow, like way warmer, and that's how I wanted it to be. So that's usually how I do it. That's how I take my from traditional to digital. Those are my process steps, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please check out my next few videos. Like, comment, subscribe, leave a notification, or hit the notification button, whichever you'd like. Let me know what other videos you'd like to see. I have a few more planned, but I'd always love to see what I can film for you guys. And I'll see you next time. Bye!